Hey everybody, Brian Horvath here with BrianHorvath.com. Excited to be with you for another LinkedIn Live Q&A. And just glad you're with me here today. Today we're going to talk about another important subject, and that's basically how you can build, how you can create your LinkedIn profile content with confidence. It's been a very important topic since the beginning of LinkedIn, because what fuels LinkedIn is content, is copy, is our keywords, and keywords drive the engine that is LinkedIn. So we're going to talk about that a lot today. That's the whole heartbeat of my message to you, this conversation with you today. And just want to encourage you, if you are on YouTube, welcome. If you are on Facebook, welcome. If you're on Twitter, welcome. LinkedIn, of course, especially as well, welcome. I don't do these on LinkedIn Live often because LinkedIn Live doesn't love us talking about LinkedIn on LinkedIn Live. So every once in a while, I'll put this on there like I am today, but that's not normal. So welcome. If you have any comments or questions or conversations you want to get started, I'm here to serve you. This is the content, the content I've created, put together today for you is about LinkedIn profile content to help you create it with confidence. But this is basically a reason for us to meet and create a conversation. But ultimately, I want to answer your burning questions and help you with what I know best. Or what I do best, and to help you who need it the most using LinkedIn, whether it's to find a new job, find a new client, communicate, collaborate, connect with the right people on LinkedIn. That's what this is all about. Every single Wednesday we have this LinkedIn Live Q&A. So let's jump into it. And I just wanted to let you know that I, again, appreciate you being here. So let's go ahead and jump in. How to create your LinkedIn profile content with confidence. That's what this is all about today. And this is sponsored by a new one-page guide I've created that's sourced from my book that I wrote a couple years ago called Your Purpose, How to Know It, Live It, and Love It. And this one-pager is going to come into play full bore here today, full on, because it's going to help you create the content that you need to have in your profile when you understand your purpose, when you know, live, and love your purpose. This is why I want you to just be on purpose. I want you to use LinkedIn. This is why I'm glad you're here. And so for those that are watching, this is sponsored by this little one-pager. You can get it at brianhorvath.com/purposeful. Okay? /purposeful. And again, a reminder that I am here with you each and every week. I want you to be able to ask your questions, whether it's during the show today. You can put your comments in there or in the comment box or chat box, wherever you may be watching this. Or maybe it's throughout the week. You're stumbling upon a question in your mind about LinkedIn, or maybe you're on LinkedIn itself. You're going, I got a question for Brian. Go ahead and go to bit.ly/LinkedIn Ask Brian, and there's a little form that you can fill out that will get you your question asked by me. And you can, this is a little form there just to let you know. And so appreciate you being able to participate in that way. Love to get your question answered. This really helps me get your questions into the box, almost like a suggestion box or a comment box. This is our question box. And this provides me the opportunity to not only create content just for you to answer your question, but I guarantee others have that same question. So not only will you be getting served, you'll also be serving others by getting your question asked and answered. So every week, LinkedIn Live Q&A, every Wednesday at noon. And I want to let you know, where is it? I kept the little sucker. I have right here in this little baggie here. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe not. I'm trying to look at the camera. I'm showing you what's in there. Yep, right there. This is my little crown that fell out right before the show. Actually, a couple hours before the show last week. And I went to the dentist chair and sat in there. And what happened was the replacement, the permanent crown, didn't want to stay in. So I found myself on what should have been a half an hour procedure normally was over 2 hours in the dentist chair, and they had to use a whole different way to keep this crown in my mouth. And so I couldn't do last week's LinkedIn Live Q&A, which was going to be the same topic. So just thought I'd throw that in there for those that may have seen this last week. This is really happening today. But you can check out this LinkedIn Live Q&A every week on YouTube, on my Facebook channel, or also on Twitter, or like I said, sometimes on LinkedIn itself. And if you wouldn't mind, hop over to YouTube and subscribe. This helps me get this content out to more people by having subscribers. Right now I have 258 subscribers that get content weekly about LinkedIn, about helping people know, live, and love the purpose for their career and their finances. And so I would love and ask you, if you haven't already, please subscribe, please like this video, and check out some other content on there as well, including career development content, money management content, how to know, live, and love your purpose in life content, all that kind of stuff. And you can go to brianhorvath.com/YouTube to learn more about that, and appreciate you liking and subscribing. Okay, so let's jump into it. How to create your LinkedIn profile content with confidence. And again, just a little reminder, if you have any questions, you can go and put them in the chat box where you're watching or in the comments, and they feed right to me here live so I can get them answered at the right time. And of course, if I said something that was a little confusing, or maybe I didn't explain it as well as I should, and you're kind of going like, huh, what did you mean by that? I'd love to hear that too. This is by no means nailed all the time. I mean, there's opportunities for me to make this better and serve you more intentionally and with better content presentation. So please, please, please get your questions asked, and later on at the show we'll actually have a time to specifically for answering questions that you have, whether it's about this content or whether it's about content that you've been thinking on or noodling on throughout the week. All right, cool. So here we go. So number one, how do we write our profile with content? How do we, or with content, yes, but with confidence? And so there's a whole bunch of places that are hot buttons or hot sections, if you will, within LinkedIn that's going to get you the most bang for your buck with regards to keywords, with regards to getting noticed by the right people, getting connected with by the right people, and having the opportunity for you to be recognized as an expert in your industry or expert in your trade or an expert in your field of work, whatever the case may be. And we want you to use LinkedIn to be able to make the most out of your career and make the most out of your career advancement and make the most out of serving others. And so we're going to talk about how we can overcome our limiting beliefs. Give me 1 second here. I need to do better at that, because by the end of the show, I'll be like, scratching my throat, or my throat will be scratchy, and I won't be giving you my best. So we all have limiting beliefs. And I took some notes here about we all have limiting beliefs that are internal that we believe about ourselves, limiting beliefs that hold us back from doing what we're called to do. And there's also external limiting beliefs that maybe people have about us, or the world has about us, or a former client or customer, or maybe even an employer. Maybe it's a spouse currently, or a former spouse, or friend or neighbor, fellow coworker, whatever the case may be. Those are external limiting beliefs. Sometimes you can't just seem to escape that belief that you have about yourself internally. And sometimes you can't seem to escape those external limiting beliefs about you, maybe about your work ethic, or whether you're competent or something. And that's just not right? We can't seem to escape that. But those exist for all of us. And then sometimes there's limiting beliefs about whether we can actually do what we're called to do, or we can actually use the methods that we are using to get done what we're called to get done, or what we're expecting to get done. And in this case, I'm thinking about, for a lot of us, limiting beliefs people have on LinkedIn is internally they think they're not of value to the marketplace, or maybe what they've done in the past isn't good enough for them to achieve or reach their career goals, or maybe even that next position, or to gain that right client, or even to ask for a LinkedIn connection. Like, why would that person even connect with me? I've not done this or that or the other. They're way ahead of me in their career. What possibility would I have to even connect with them? Why would they even give me the time of day, and so on and so forth, right? How many of you have felt that way before? Of course. You're going like, why would this, president of this organization, or CEO, or this prolific author, or, thought leader, or even somebody at a job I'm trying to get connected with, or maybe a client I'm trying to reach, why would they connect with me on LinkedIn? And those limiting beliefs we have, that we're not good enough, or that we're not smart enough, or that we don't have the right influence, or maybe with the right skill set, that can really hold us back. And then there's the external limiting beliefs that people have about us, that we just don't have what it takes. Why would someone want to connect with us? These are things we need to overcome. And then there's another one, and that's the vehicle itself, the vehicle or the method itself. And in this case, people don't think LinkedIn can really help them advance in their career. There's people out there that don't believe LinkedIn is anything more than just social media or more noise. That LinkedIn won't really net them the right network expansion or the right increase in, you know, getting to know the right people that can help them get the next job or help them get the next client or help them get the next speaking engagement, whatever the case may be. And I want to help you today break down those beliefs and crush those beliefs, because those limiting beliefs are going to ultimately hold you back, and me and any of us, with writing content that's going to add value, that's going to make the right connections on LinkedIn. And if we don't have the right content in our profile, that really reduces our confidence, not only in ourselves, but also in confidence people may have about us, and confidence in we even have about using LinkedIn to get the job done, whatever our goals are. So I want to help you overcome these limiting beliefs, right? I want to help you crush them or overcome them and really put those things where they belong, in their place, out of here. They're knocking it out of the park, right? Get them out of our way because they are holding us back. And so one of the best ways I can explain for you to grab a hold of the fact that you are of value, that you are worthy for connections requests to be received and to be accepted, that you are an amazing human being, is that I want you to remember this formula. And I want you to remember that you have something to offer. I want you to remember that you add value to the marketplace, that you have a story that's important, that you have an opportunity to really make an impact and to be of influence, and people want to connect with someone just like you. So write this down. If you're not already having a pen and pencil in front of you, go ahead and grab one. And of course, you can watch this replay. It'll be on my YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for your support there. And I sound like that old Barrows and James wine coolers commercial. I don't know if you guys remember that, but we thank you for your support. But anyway, this is the formula. This is the formula that's really going to help you break those limiting beliefs. What you do best is huge, and that's what the B stands for. You need to identify what you do best. And then keeping in mind that what you do best is needed by people. And I like to say is what you do best, you want to identify, you want to figure that out, and understand that there are people that need it. So I say what you do best plus or in connection with those who need it the most, right? Employers, government, school systems, educational, foundation or educational systems, clients, right? Nonprofits, for-profits, universities, okay? Healthcare organizations. Those are people that need most what you do best, right? So keep that in mind. B plus M. There's got to be a combination there. Those who need it the most, who need things, who have a need, who have a problem, are looking for you to solve it. What you do best will solve the problem for those who need it the most. You have to keep that in mind, that you add value to the marketplace. We all do, by sharing what we do best with those who need it the most. B plus M times S. What is S? Seeking to serve or serving. What you do best plus those who need it the most, and exponentially applied through servant leadership, through servitude, through serving, adding value to the marketplace, solving the problems of the marketplace, solving the problems of the school system, solving the problems of the entrepreneurial client that you have, solving the problems of the college or university. That's where I want you to focus on. So B plus M times S. What do you do best? Who needs it the most? And when you're seeking to serve, that will help you know, live, and love your purpose. Knowing what you do best and sharing it with those who need it the most is seeking to serve. That will change your career. That will change your mindset. That will change your livelihood. That will change your lifestyle. When you put others first, seeking to serve them with what you do best. And I'm reading a current book now called The Go-Giver, and I'm really excited about it. And gosh darn it, I think it's somewhere in my office here. Let me go grab it if I didn't... Well, I put it somewhere. But one of the first things is, adding value is giving the marketplace more value than what you're being paid. All right, adding the value, giving the marketplace more value than what you're actually being paid. And that will keep you employed. That will keep you of value for a long time. I thought I had the book with me. I might have left it in my car, but I wanted to read the exact quote. But it's really cool. So there's a book called The Go-Getter, and then there's this book called The Go-Giver. I encourage you to check them both out. And they're cool little parables, almost like fables, if you will, of providing us business principles where you can succeed by. So knowing what you do best and sharing it with those who need it the most, that's seeking to serve. Now, how do we share that on LinkedIn? So I put together a little something for this training that's going to help you. And it's this little pyramid framework of important sections in your LinkedIn profile that all of us have that you're going to want to put together and focus on. So if someone were to say, Brian, I am starting LinkedIn today, what are the key areas for us to focus on? Well, LinkedIn has three main sections when you start building your profile. And I like how they've done this over the recent years of just helping people realize what's the most important places. The most important places are the core, the recommended, and the additional. And as you build more and more of your profile, you'll find yourself getting from like basic to intermediate to all-star status. I help people get to ultimate status, and that's where my digital course comes into play, the Ultimate LinkedIn Profile. We'll be launching that again in the fall, God willing. But right now, what I want you to focus on is there are 5 main places I want you to, as you leave today's training, as we leave today's Q&A, and for those of you, by the way, that have any questions or comments, any reactions, please go ahead and like, subscribe, ask. It'd be really helpful for me to get more of this content out, and appreciate you doing that. But our headline is really important. And I kind of like explaining to my clients that our headline is what helps people really see really quickly, provides us the opportunity to have people stop scrolling, right? Or have people see the impact that we can make. And our headline should be a 4 keyword phrase, taking 4 words that best describe you. So what do you do best? And those should be a part of your headline, along with what you want your future job title to be. What kind of jobs or roles are you looking for? What kind of problems do you solve in the marketplace? What kind of clients do you serve? Those are kind of words that need to be in your headline. And in our headline, just like it would be for a newspaper, it's meant for people to kind of stop their scroll and take next steps. So for example, you're walking past a newspaper stand and you see a headline of a newspaper that you're familiar with. You may buy that newspaper, or at least read on if you like what the headline says. Is the headline causing you to stop? Is the headline causing you to go, this person can solve my problem? Is the headline causing people to go, oh, okay, I want to read more about them? That's what you're trying to do here with the headline. All right. So to write confident copy, you need to have a 4 keyword phrase, because if you have too many keywords in your headline, you'll be known for, well, nothing, because there's too many things you're trying to be known for. And I know that's a struggle. I know that's going to be a limiting belief. Well, I want people to know me for this, and I want them to know me for that. Find the best 4 keywords, put it in a phrase, put it up top on your headline. It does not have to be a full sentence, and make that be what you're after. Make that be the killer content you're trying to communicate. That coupled with your profile photo, that coupled with your background image and your headline is what people are going to see when they're searching for you, whether it be on LinkedIn itself or if they're searching for you on Google. Those are the kind of words that Google even uses for you to be found within Google search. So your headline is key and killer place for you to get people to stop the scroll and read your content. And how to create your LinkedIn profile content with confidence is to do 4 keywords. And those are the kind of keywords you would use in a conversation, right? Hey, Joe, what do you do? Well, I help people solve this problem with this solution. Okay? I do this, that, and the other, right? So you want to think about that. And just scratch it on a scratch pad. Or, hey, if you put it on LinkedIn and you don't like it, guess what? You can change it. It's digital. You can make the changes. So hope that helps you. Let me know that this is helping. Put a comment in the comment box. Let me know this is good. If you're not sure, you have a question, let me know that question. Be glad to get to it pretty ASAP. All right, the next part is the About section. So we have our headline. We have that set up top. Well, the very next place that people can read more about us, is in the About section. I kind of consider this kind of like the before the fold part of the newspaper. So you had the headline, boom, the image made sense for someone to continue to read down the page And in that about section, you really want to wow people right out of the gate with what you do. And what I do, when I encourage my clients to do, who I coach individually on LinkedIn, in addition to my courses, is to set up the problem. Scratch, or what should I say, agitate the problem. This is what copywriters say to do when you're trying to sell, when you're writing sales copy, is agitate the problem. You know how many people struggle with X, Y, and Z? Well, I help people solve that by doing ABC, right? And I remember going through a training from a friend of mine, Greg Wells, and Greg really taught me a ton about LinkedIn. And a lot of what I'm sharing with you today, he's a mentor to me. And then he came and gave us a training, and he talked about that. I love that. Instead of going, I'm an accountant, or I'm a CPA, or I'm a salesperson, set up the problem and solution conversation, because that may just agitate the problem for that person reading it, and they're looking to find the solution, which would be you, right? Which would be me. So you know how people struggle with writing content that they can be confident about when they're sharing their LinkedIn profile? I help people solve that by giving them a proven framework and a structure where they can write copy and share it confidently on LinkedIn. So that's, again, somewhat of what we're trying to even accomplish today, right? That's part of what I do, but it's setting up the problem, and you're sharing that you're the solution. And then you put a whole host of other things. What do you do best? What kind of core competencies do you have? What are some assessment results that you have? What's your email? What's your phone number? What's a call to action statement for people to connect with you? Okay. All right. So those kinds of things that you want to have within your about section. Next, let's talk about work experience. Okay. Work experience is huge because obviously people want to see your career path. People want to see why they should trust you, why they should employ you, why they should hire you as a vendor to them, maybe, or a consultant or a coach, or someone to put out their fire, right? Again, continue to solve their problem. Are you showing people? Are you setting up the problem? Imagine like bowling, right? The problem is you're the pin setter, and that you're also the player, the bowler, and you're setting up those pins and you're helping knock them down at the same time. That's what you want to think about. So as you're writing copy, as you're creating your content, as you're putting this all together, if you were to read it as a prospective client or employer, is it reading like you understand the problems that these clients, these prospective employers are going through, and are you writing it like you can solve it? And the same thing with work experience. I'm going to give you guys a little secret. One of the cool ways to write your work experience, both for your resume and for LinkedIn, is to come up with a little framework that will allow you to continue to write those bullets time and time again. What did you do? Who did you do it with? Who did you do it for? How did you do it? When did you do it? And what were the results that you're able to achieve for the who, with whom you did it for? Okay. What did you do? Whom did you do it with? Whom did you do it for? When did you do it? How did you do it? Okay, or why did you do it? What are the results that you were able to achieve? And those are quantitative results. Numbers are huge helpers for describing the impact that you made. And of course, qualitative. To what quality, right? To what rating? To what award did you receive, right? To what did others say about you? All these kinds of things. And all this can be done in your work experience section. At a minimum, it should be done there. For example, if somebody said something great about you in a work review or employer review, you could put that as a quotable in your work experience. I don't see enough people doing that. They're just stating what they did, but they're not saying why they did it, who they did it for, when they did it, whom did they partner with, and what were the results. A lot of times that's not the case. A lot of times I see salespeople do it because they have sales results, right? I was able to go above and beyond quota. I was able to achieve, X percentage above my targets or whatever. But you can still do that if you flipped, hamburgers. I mean, for goodness sakes, how many hamburgers are you flipping an hour? And some of the ways to create quality and quantity content, or quantitative and qualitative content, is to think about how much money did I save or earn, money saved or earned, brought into the company. How much time or effort did I save? Okay? Those kinds of things, time, money, and effort. Those are important to note, okay? So keep that in mind when writing your work experience. Every single work experience, a couple things should have a nice keyword phrase describing the kind of work that you did. Doesn't have to be your exact job title. I'm opening up a whole nother can of worms with that. I won't even get into that today. But then specific in your work experience with your bullet points that you write, and please keep it to bullet points. Don't just throw up in the LinkedIn work experience box. Put together bullet points, all right? And use quantitative and qualitative information with the framework I just shared with you. Good stuff. So again, if you have comments, questions about that, go ahead and get those asked. I can see those come in and whatnot. So I'm actually watching this myself on YouTube. It's just kind of neat to see, things as I'm doing them. So I'm checking them out on YouTube here. All right, skills and expertise. This is another exciting section that LinkedIn has vastly improved over the years. But your skills and expertise section, it might just be called, it's kind of just called skills now. You can get these skills. You can have 50 skills that you can be recognized for. And this is another way that helps you go deeper into the dive of what you're known for. What do you do best? And you can't put it all in the headline. But you can put it in the about section. You can't put it in the work experience section. You can surely put it in the skills and expertise section. So the skills and expertise section is a great place for people to endorse you for, the skills that you're saying that you're good at. And that gives you more credibility, more viability, more attention, and helps you get more keywords entered into your profile. And when you go to that skills section, you can actually add it in. You can start typing in what you think your skills are, and LinkedIn will also help you out. It will give you things to think about. It will give you other things to consider and other examples of what maybe other LinkedIn users had. And so kind of like best practices. It's almost like hashtags, if you will. You got to figure out, well, what kind of hashtags do I want to be known for? Well, in this case, your skills are kind of like your hashtags, and LinkedIn helps you populate what others have been using and what's trending and what's probably a best practice within the platform for your profile. And of course, other people can endorse you for them, and people can see that you have heavy endorsements. You can be endorsed for up to 99. After 99, it just starts saying 99 plus. Okay, so definitely use that as a place to also help you more than scratch the surface, to dig deeper into what you do best and who needs it the most. And having those right skills in there can help you also brainstorm for your work experience section, your about section, and so on and so forth. So I just came up with, I just had an individual actually that I was coaching this week, a former Major League Baseball player, and has a ton of value to add to the marketplace, a ton of experience, a ton of great skills, and that you'll be an asset to any organization in many different ways beyond baseball. And we were just working on skills, and I learned something new about LinkedIn. If you don't have up to 50 skills yet, you can start going into your work experience section and listing out skills that you're good at within that work experience. And not only will it add it as a little sub, or I don't want to call it a section, it will add it to the bottom of that work experience for you, kind of like hard-coded within LinkedIn, but it will also add it for you down below in your skills where it will start adding into that 50 I was just mentioning. But this really can help you brainstorm when you seem to be stuck at writing copy and start writing content for your profile. It can kind of give you that lift you need to go, oh man, I didn't think about that word, or oh man, I didn't think about how I was good at that. And so LinkedIn does some of the work for you, so don't miss out on that. And again, you can always change these. You can delete them, you can add them, you can move them around in order so you can be recognized for them. So just keep that in mind, that you can't break LinkedIn, guys. Give it a whirl, give it a shot, invest in the opportunity and what I'm sharing with you here. And do it today. Don't wait. Hopefully you're not doing that right now. Hopefully you're taking in the rest of the presentation here. Okay, the last thing, but not least, is recommendations. Huge opportunity for you to create your profile with content with confidence. You know why? Because it comes from somebody else. Having somebody else say something great about you, something glowing review about you, your skills, your abilities, the work you've done for them, your experiences is huge for credibility. It's huge for integrity of your personal brand. It's a huge opportunity for you to make an impact, and is great not also for keywords, because that's the basis of how LinkedIn works and its algorithms is keywords and connecting people with keywords and using keywords as its currency, but also for you to be recognized by a human being and seeing the recommendations that have written by people, not you, right? Meaning you're going to say the great things about yourself, right? If you have any confidence at all. But when other people say them about you, it's even better. So here's the difference, though. You have to go ask for a recommendation. And I did a LinkedIn 2-minute hot tip. Will be coming out this Friday. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. Or if you're not on my email list, you can hop over to brianhorvath.com and jump on my email list to be able to get these LinkedIn 2-minute hot tips. But I'm going to do one about why sharing is caring and why writing recommendations is huge, but also share with you how to ask for them as well. And there is a little bit of an art and a science there about how to ask people where they'll actually do it for you. So check that out. And recommendations is a huge opportunity for you to be recognized. And also, I want to encourage you to write recommendations for others. Don't just write them for, or don't just ask for them, but write them for others. So all that is a lot, but I want you to stay positive, my friend. Stay positive. LinkedIn has something for you. LinkedIn is for you. LinkedIn is for me. 800 plus million professionals on the platform. Over 200 plus countries and territories throughout the world are on the platform. 80% or so of recruiters are on the platform daily, and business is getting done on the platform. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Don't wait. Don't wait just till you need it. Leverage it now. Build it now. Get a hold on building content, building your profile with confidence. So stay positive. Now, I do have a challenge for you. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, right? Your mission, if you choose to accept it. And I was thinking about, just saw the new Top Gun movie. It was awesome. And in the trailer, there was another Mission Impossible coming out soon. And it said Mission Impossible, I forget what it's called, but it said Part 1. I'm like, oh boy, you don't see that much in movies. But your mission from Mission Impossible, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to go ahead and download my Purposeful One-Pager. The Purposeful One-Pager, it's a guide to help you know, live, and love your purpose. And when you know, live, and love your purpose, you understand that your career, your finances are tools. Your career and your finances are tools to help you live your life purpose. It does not, career and money are not our be-all, end-all, but they are tools. And when you gain confidence in your purpose, when you understand your purpose, when you're gaining confidence in your purpose, my friends, you will be much more ready to write your LinkedIn profile or edit your LinkedIn profile. Make the changes you need to make on your profile. Sometimes they're sweeping changes, and other times they're just little corner turns, little tweaks. Okay? So be encouraged. Check that out. It's a free guide, one-pager, really guides you through some ways to help you know, live, and love the purpose for your life. Okay, today's recap. Today's recap is as follows. It's always important. Remember, LinkedIn's not just for job seekers. LinkedIn's for business professionals. LinkedIn is for building a network of people that you can seek to serve. You can seek to serve with what you do best. Those who need it the most, you can seek to serve. They're out there waiting for you to be served. They're praying for you. They're searching for you. They're hoping you walk in their office. The thing is, it's a numbers game, right? It's not the first person. It could be the 25th person. But if you keep trying and don't give up, if you overcome the limiting beliefs, whether you have about yourself or what those have said about you in the past or even are saying now, or you don't think LinkedIn's the ticket, it's a part of the strategy. What do you do best? Who needs it the most? Get connected with those people seeking to serve. So we talked about these 5 areas. These 5 areas are huge opportunities for you to make those changes to help you create your LinkedIn profile content with confidence, not only just for keywords being in the right places, but also for copy and content that you can share professionally, you can share strategically, you can share live and in person with someone, or just send them to your LinkedIn profile. When you address these sections with integrity, with humility, with authenticity, you're going to win on LinkedIn. You're going to win in your career. You're going to advance your career. So your headline, short and sweet, 4-word keyword phrase, and go look at my profile. Go to look at my linkedin.com/in/the Brian Horvath and you'll see what, you'll see what I'm talking about. You also have your about section. Your about section is huge. This is a great, I think it's like 2,000 or 3,000 characters you can type out there. If you keep it bullet pointed, if you keep it organized, you keep it succinct, it will make an impact. About your work experience. Obviously, people want to see what you've done to help determine if you can do what's needed by them or what you want to do next. Does it make sense? The work experience is a huge place, not only for keywords, but to be able to use that framework I talked about earlier. Then your skills and expertise section. Don't miss out on that. Get up to 50, max it out, reorganize them based on where you want to be recognized, because LinkedIn will put certain things that you want to be endorsed for. It will put those top things, those top endorsements you have at the top of your endorsement list or your skills list. It will put those in front of people for you to be endorsed by them. That's how LinkedIn algorithm works. And then, of course, recommendations. Don't miss out on recommendations. Maybe it's highlighted there for a reason. But recommendations really is nice third-party truths, third-party statements of what others say about you, how you do things, why you do things, with what, with intentionality you do them, and with humility that you do them. All the good things about you coming from somebody else. No one can change that. And by the way, real quick, I forgot about in the recommendations thing, is that you can't write it for them. They have to go in themselves and write it. So unless you have their login, you can't go writing recommendations for people. So that's another credibility kind of anchor there, if you will, where people, when they read that, know that you didn't just write that. Okay, like I could write anything I want about someone saying something about me on my website because I own that. But LinkedIn, someone else has to come in and write it, which means you can't go do it for them. Okay, so good stuff there. All right, on the yours, Q&A. What Q&A do you have? I'm not seeing anything in the chat box today, and that's okay. If you have something else you want to ask later, if you want to hop over to my website and get some resources, go to brianhorvath.com. You can also, of course, get this Purposeful One-Pager. Okay, you can get that at brianhorvath.com/purposeful. brianhorvath.com/purposeful. I just realized I don't have that on this little slide here. I need to put that on there. brianhorvath.com/purposeful. That's where you can get the free one-pager guide. But love to answer your questions. So what Q&A do you guys have? If you have anything about today's comments or content, or you have anything about stuff you want to talk about that's been burning in your mind throughout the week, and of course, anything you want to talk about for next time, drop it in to, we'll hop over to that. Drop that over to bit.ly/LinkedIn/ask/LinkedIn Ask Brian. Be glad to get that answered for you there. Okay, so glad to have you guys here today. Again, that's what you will see when you go to bit.ly/LinkedIn Ask Brian. It will take you to a Google form. You can drop in your question there, and it'll get fed to me in my email so I can get that answered. And a lot of these questions that people have, like you, provide me the content to be able to answer in these LinkedIn Live Q&As. Some of them have created these 30-minute presentations out of one question. So I really appreciate your input. And again, you can get the Purposeful One-Pager at brianhorvath.com/purposeful. So glad you guys were here today. Thankful for you. Keep checking in. Every Wednesday we do these LinkedIn Live Q&As. It may be something you think you already know. It may be something you definitely already know. Whatever the case may be, there's usually a little nugget that you can take away that will help you win the day and win LinkedIn, be successful in making the right connections on LinkedIn. So have a great day, people. Go get them and make it a great day. See ya.